Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Sunday afternoon. Hope we're okay. Hope we're right. I hope we're okay. That's all I'm going to say is I hope we're okay, because I hope none of those players get any form of any real credit after that game. And yeah, we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about just going to talk about the game. I just can't wrap my head around that performance. So we talk about it, and I will start this off because I think a lot of people maybe who may watch this who aren't a frequent watcher, who maybe aren't a subscriber. I'm a very positive person. I'm always trying to find the positives in everything, and I think I can find all of about two positives from that game. We're not gonna dance around it. We're not gonna sugarcoat things. We're not gonna make anything out to be that it shouldn't be. We're gonna call it how it is, and that was genuinely the most embarrassing performance I may have seen in a very long time. Now, look, there are things in that game that didn't go very well. The ref was up his own backside, because if a ball wasn't taken exactly from that spot, it's like, oh, you're 10 centimeters that way. Can you go back then? He's an idiot. The ref was an absolute idiot, but I'm not putting it on him, because regardless of, even if he was for Spurs today, it wouldn't have made a damn difference. You look at, I was looking at Twitter and people calling out Dragajin for his own goal, and I went, funny, no one wants to call out the fact that we win the ball up the field 10 seconds later, 30 yards out, we can't put two passes together, and they go up the other end and score. And I said all the time from the start of this season, and I know what some people are going to say, the defense is rubbish. And I'm going to say that I don't want to listen to your opinion if you're going to say that, because you're clearly just on the agenda. I said, is it not so important for our team that if the attack is a little bit more fluid than normal, and it isn't, and by the way, normal, I mean by like what we were last season, because that reminded me last season when we were down centre backs, no attacking fluidity, poor, and you could be broken on. And we did get broken on. Fair play to Ipswich. They came and did what they needed to do. They came and did it, and they did it very, very well. Now, they time wasted more than I think most teams normally do. That was impressive. It was every other minute there was a player down. I thought someone had died at one point. That was that many stoppages. But when I look at the performance, Pape didn't look fit. He picked up a knock about halfway through the first half. He then could not move around the pitch very well. I noticed it. I don't know if anyone else noticed it, because I noticed it very quickly. I went, he's not moving very well. And ironically, for the second goal, he genuinely couldn't get back. Bentancur, I thought, played well. He was the only starter that I think came out of that game looking good. The only starter. Solanke missed a chance, and the goal that was ruled out for his handball, he should have just scored it. Sonny, genuinely, every time I watched him cut inside and shoot, it was like, please don't. Can you stop? Because these are all going over. Brennan, other than the attempt a few minutes in, did you really notice him? For the overhead kick, by the way, he needs to be better there. He's going in there like, oh, I don't want to lift my foot. Oh, you're going to do an overhead kick. Okay, fine. Why can't we attack a ball? If a ball's sitting there, I'm looking at it going, him overhead kicking or me running and jumping into it. Even if I just run and jump and header it over the bar for a corner, it's better than letting him have a free shot at it. And he did. It was pathetic from Jono. I won't lie. It was pathetic. I thought Porro obviously gets the assist for the goal, but Porro wasn't very good. I thought Destiny was all right in spurts, but again, wasn't great. I thought Romero looked toothless at times, if I'm honest. I thought Dragajin, it's killing me in Dragajin, because I keep sitting there saying he's the tallest player on the pitch at times. He's the biggest player on the pitch at times, yet he plays like he's 5'7". He should be going out there and just like Virgil van Dijk does, just annihilating the high ball. Any high ball that comes over to him, doesn't matter if you're going to back into him, I'm going to still get that. He seems to just, someone backs into him and it's like, oh. Does he need to go to the gym and put weight on? Does he need to put some muscle on? I don't know, but he can't seem to realise his physical ability. I don't get that. Yeah, and I thought Kulusevski was poor, if I'm honest. I thought Kulusevski was poor today. Wasteful, petulant in his fouls. I thought he was poor. So in the starting 11, Bentancur played well, I thought. Yes, there was things maybe he could do better. He should have played better at times, but he was the only good starter. What a difference a week makes, absolutely, Sonia. I don't think it's Ange's fault. No, I don't think it's Ange's fault, but I do want to call him out on a couple of things, which I'll get to. We need a player who can break deep blocks. We don't have any. Ironically, it was Timo Werner today. That was the only other positive that I came out of that game, was the fact that Timo Werner looked dangerous. Yes, he missed a chance, which people are going to go, missed a chance, he's crap, he's awful. Or actually, in terms of attacking threat, he was the only one that could beat a player. Brendan Johnson's really quick. I don't know why he doesn't beat a player. I mean, who is their left back? Leif Davis. Okay, fairly quick today. But I didn't see him ever trying to. Maybe it's because we try and create on the left so the right gets the goals, but I didn't see him with any sort of attacking mindset. Tottenham, this is probably the first time I think the squad isn't strong enough to fight on all fronts. Well, do you know what I want to say? Is Vic didn't start that game. Destiny didn't. Sorry, I was talking about Gads. Sorry, Destiny didn't start that game. Romero didn't play in that game. Obviously, Porro, yeah, fine. Bentancur played sort of 20 minutes, half an hour. Kulu played something the same. Sarr, you know, Solanke played half an hour. Sonny, you know, there were some players out there that looked like they'd played 90 minutes yesterday, and they hadn't even like. There was no energy from the back line. No energy. Well, I wouldn't say they mean nothing, but I do get what you're trying to go for, mate. It's the team's fault. Do we actually have a wide dribbler or a deep block breaker? Well, we probably do. It's probably this is the embarrassing thing. It's probably Mikey Moore or Wilson Odobert. You know, they make me feel like a mug every time. I can't believe I was thinking we'd beat Galatasaray with full starting 11. A mug. Yeah, maybe Donna, if you genuinely like that, you know, think about things. All right. If your feeling is down as that, can't wait for next season. We're still in progress. Kulusevski is poor against Palace as well. Are we one player like a City and Arsenal with Rodri and Odegaard? Well, shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. But I mean, those two teams are missing a player. That brother is out there. He's out there playing, and he could play for another 90 minutes and still create or not. He still create nothing and score nothing. I thought he was. For as well that Maddison gets stick today, I hope some people go, actually, Kulusevski needs to have some stick today, because Maddison played poorly in the week and got yanked at half time. I thought Kulusevski was poor today. Should have been yanked off or moved to the right wing or something, because where he was at today wasn't good enough today. You need a drink. I think we all do. First half, we're lazy. Son was so slow. Where's Mikey? I think he's still ill. How can we beat the ones we shouldn't and lose the ones we shouldn't? Spurs for you, mate. Spurs for you. Only points after a European game against a very poor United side, and none against teams that had a week off and played it for us. Such small margin at its level. Yeah, well, look, you know, they score an overhead kick. Those things, obviously, that is what it is. I mean, look, I still think Johnson should do more there and just, look, stick your head in there. He's not going to kick you in the head, so stick your head in there and just win the ball. Second goal, Kulusevski, no tracking back. Sarr, no tracking back. And obviously, you know, Dragic taps it in, and I'm not putting that on him. As much as, you know, if you look at Twitter, people have. I called him out on it. That wasn't his fault. If you think that's his fault, you've clearly never defended in all of your life. Honestly, there's no way to say this, but that was shameful, Andy. No. Well, Glenn, you're right. It was shameful. It was shameful. It's an embarrassment. I put in the title. What did I put in the title? Embarrassment. Embarrassment, wasn't it? And so I don't think anyone should. Do you know what? Here we go. I don't think anyone should come out of that game thinking anything of themselves other than I was rubbish. I was pathetic today. You know, you go into the international break and you're meeting up with your lads out in Argentina. You meet your lads out in I just don't care. Whoever you play for, I don't care who it is. You should be ashamed. That genuinely, that for the level of effort that you put out there today, that was pathetic. I cannot stress enough how pathetic that performance was. We couldn't pass a ball. We couldn't. Well, do you know what? The attacking. Let's call them the attacking five. Not Ben's call. Call them the attacking five. They could not link up. They could not link up a pass. They couldn't even link up a chain of bloody daisies. They were so poor. All of them, link up play wise, were pathetic. Absolutely pathetic today. Just brutal. These guys are soft. Everything right there in complete no show makes make a terrible club look great. So Spursy, someone's garbage. We could have been third, but that second goal, Andy. No, it wasn't a good second goal, but I'm not putting on Dragosian. We should have dealt with that way before it even got near Dragosian. Win discipline against crap teams. Well, our fans are suffering because, well, it all stems as much as you can love Conte. You can love Conte. You can hate Conte. You can love Mourinho, hate Mourinho. Love Nuno, hate Nuno. Love Poch, hate Poch. Redknapp, AVB, Martinho, Juan de Ramos, whoever it is. What is the one common denominator in the last 2 decades? The one common denominator in all of that. You know the answer. I don't need to say it, and he's the reason for these losses. Smash. We could blame someone who said they haven't won a game. Wonder who that was. Well, I think we all said it, but yeah, I'd blame me. I don't care what others say. I want Ange to stay because I don't want my team to finish 15th in the league. No one would do a better job. No, I'm well. I'm still very much Ange in. I could not be more Ange in, but I don't want to hear anything from the players, the manager, anyone to say tough one. We'll go again next time. I don't want to hear it. You need to hold this. You need to hold this, and you need to actually accept that. Do you know what? Ange can't get out there and pass the ball 5 yards for you. Ange can't get out there and take corners and set pieces and beat the first man, or don't just lollylag it into Muric in goal. I mean, Muric was trying to give us the game at times, and we just kept going, nah, it's all right, mate. We'll just have a little reset. We want to try and create something proper. You know what I mean? It's just, Ange can't get out there and do your job for you. He gives you all the tools to do what we need to do. You being shite at passing, or you being shite at, using your physical gifts when it should be there and, obvious to use, he can't do everything, I've missed a few comments. I've missed some that are above. Apologies if I missed yours. I think we should bring a set piece, play focus. International break and we lose. What a surprise. Yeah, they need to get their stuff together. No one can say Ange out unless they have told the same we won against Man City and Aston Villa. I always set up for this rubbish. No leadership on the pitch yet again. Terrible effort, poor skills, and Ange didn't make the change when he had to. It's the mentality against the weaker teams. Suck him now. No, Rocky. We need to grow up. Yeah, well, I didn't say Daniel Levy's name, but, Ipswich are very good offensive. Yeah, like I said, they came and did what they needed to do. They had the perfect game plan, and fair play to them. It wasn't the game plan I thought they were coming in with, but fair play. I understand problems and hiccups in a rebuild, but we should be losing games like this at home. No effort and composure, and the gamble with the rotation the week looks backfired. Well, the thing is, if he didn't change it in the week, and we lost again today, people would say, well, there's the reason why. So he had to change it in the week, but he didn't even change it that much because we're so bloody injured at the moment that he can't, saying he had to pass back to Son, but it was a bad day. Oh, you mean the cutback for his shot at the end? Levy will never buy the players the manager ever wants. It's always about bargains. Well, look, I mean, let's be real. Ange wanted Eze and Ange wanted Gallagher. This has been proven. Ange wanted Eze and Ange wanted Gallagher. And Levy said no due to wage costs. And I get that he wants to make the club profitable so he can do the investment side of things, that he can get more money out of it. But if that doesn't prove to you he does not give a crap about winning, I don't know what will. I've said all along, I'm not Levy out or Levy in. I'm just living in the moment. And when that story comes out, and I didn't talk about it, but that story comes out, that is damning. Absolutely damning. You know, like I said, if you're in a situation in life, right? Let's say your friend has a partner, they break up. Your friend has a partner, break up. Your friend has a partner, break up, and it goes through about 5 or 6 breakups in the space of a few years. And you're thinking, what is going on with these breakups? You ask him, you know, I just, and then you ask the other people, and they go, oh, he was really lazy, and you know, he was this, he was that, and the other, and it's the same common theme. Then you go, well, mate, I think you might be the problem. You know, bring Conte back now. I'd rather just stop following football if we brought Conte back. Have I read Lloris's comments? I did. I also think Lloris, you know, someone hands me a watch, it's not going to stop me playing really well at the weekend. You know, Conte's eating a pizza in Italy and laughing at us. Good for him. I couldn't not care about Conte. The problem is of this fan base. Sooner we realise, the better it is for everyone. Eze and Gallagher and Handy say, yeah, aren't Spurs looking for investments? They are. That's why he cut the wage bill. That's right, Rick. We're just fans. We were close to signing Grealish, but Levy couldn't accept. Well, look, the amount of times he mucked up, you know, it is ridiculous, you know. So, you know, there you go. Sorry, I was just checking something. The board should fix this. Yeah, it should. Ez is out with a hamstring injury. I mean, we don't have him anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Ipswich ain't going down. Okay, Ashley. Always look on the bright side of life. This is about guarantees we'll beat City away. Oh, you already know we'll turn City and play unbelievable. And it'll be like, why is it you pick and choose when you want to do these things? We gave 20% effort. I think 20% might have been nice. Conte wins Serie A first season. What? The season's already done in Italy. Oh my God. Wow. Amazing. They've already short season. No wonder Italy are quite good international football. Rocky, man, I don't care about Conte. I really could not care about Conte. Do you know what? I couldn't care less about Conte. Couldn't care less about Mourinho, Nuno, Poch, Harry Redknapp, Martin Jol. None of them, because that's in the past. I just don't care, mate. I just don't care. The performance was shocking. Ben scores anyone who show fight. I'm worried teams like Forest are performing better than us. We won't make top 4 without putting together a run of games. I think Forest lost today. Am I right in saying? I think Newcastle, big win for Newcastle. So embarrassing today. We need to get players in January, fix this mentality, because losing past Ipswich is unacceptable. Do you know what he needs? Do you know what we need to do? And be real here. We need to stop this idea of, do you know what? That's a position we need to work on. Maybe let's work on it in the summer. Don't waste 6 months. Fix it now. If you sit there, right? So you sit there and go, geez, do you know what? We have no left back depth. We could do with a left back. Oh, maybe we'll look at it in the summer. It's like, why? Look at it now. Fix it now. Get Reguilon. Throw him out the club. He's clearly not playing for us. He's never going to play for us. Why are we sitting there and allowing him to collect wages? Just throw him out the club and bring someone in that's going to play and take that squad spot. Why is it that we're going, well, Tanguy and Dombele will pay him off, but Reguilon, you never know. Ooh. So, no. Man United didn't want him, and they had 2 injured left backs. He can't be very good. Pick him up, buy him out, throw him out the door, bring someone in that you're going to be using. I don't know if that's a crazy idea, logical that other big teams do, or we're sitting there twerking over a fiver thinking that's going to make a massive difference to our investment fund. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely, it's just horse crap. Players' effort was rubbish. Problem at Spurs. The problem at Spurs: 1 fans, 2 board, 3 players. Well, I wouldn't put them in that order, but yeah, those 3 would have to be on there. Why do you think we have these players that have been here decades, i.e. Day and Davies? If we're seriously, the players would be here 2 or 3 years as soon as they can't perform at leave. If I'm honest, mate, I actually said it a little while ago about Man United. Did you ever notice that Phil Jones was given new contract after new contract after new contract, even though he wasn't playing? The reason is it's just cheaper to keep players than having to buy new ones. That's it. A Captain Slanky, so did I, mate. Painful. VS Spurs is better than Big Ange. Well, he's got a great job at Porto. We sacked Nuno for this 10th. This league is so poor. Hopefully, after break, they have a good look in the mirror and these players and beat Man City. Well, the thing is that the thing that's really we're obviously going through a rebuild, so it's not like Ange is near the sack. He's really not. But you know, the fact you've progressed through cup competitions and beaten Man City in there, the fact that you've obviously done pretty well in Europe so far, it stands you in good stead. But games like this were must wins. Not games like Villa at home, I feel like a must win because obviously they'll be in and around the top 4. Games like this are a must win because Ipswich are down in the bloody relegation zone, having not won a game in 10. That's why it's a must win. And the half-assed attitude of these players today was absolutely pathetic and embarrassing. I don't want to see any Instagram posts. I don't want to see any Twitter posts from them to say, tough one, tough one going into the international break. We'll be back after the international break. No, don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear at any point any one of these players speak like that. Hang your head in shame. Don't talk. We don't want to hear it. No fan wants to hear. We've had Palace. I won't say Galatasaray because I feel it's a bit harsh, but we've had Palace and we had Brighton. Those 2 games, right? Where we were absolutely, Brighton for 45, fantastic. But for a game and a half, honestly awful. And then this game follows up all in the space of a month, these 3 games. So I don't want to hear any word out of any one of those players. Don't even say sorry. Don't even say sorry. Not one of us is ever going to take any of that sorry attitude seriously. It's pathetic. And yet, I know that I'm a little bit more negative today, but I don't see how anyone comes out of that game positive. Nobody. If you're coming out of that game positive, you live in cuckoo land. Don't see this angry before. I was angrier in the game. I would say that. Well, now we know that Donna is in school because she just said so. So there you go. We should have adhered to transfer policy, but quality players for the first team now, whilst buying young talent. If they're good enough, we break into the team. If not, you'll make your way back. Would be a nice thing, wouldn't it? Deleted Insta after the Galatasaray game. Yeah, it's not a bad shout. I keep my main one private and out of the way so I can just enjoy fun things on there, and there's nothing to do with Tottenham. We need players who will challenge everyone in the 11, unforgivable effort, deactivate socials and do talking on the pitch. Yeah. I don't want to see anything about their social media until Man City away and turn up against Man City. You can lose against Man City away, by the way. No one thinks that's awful. But if you turn up and you give it a damn good go and you go and fight for 90 minutes and go, tough game today, really thought, blah, 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 we'll be back next time. Then everyone goes, yeah, that's fine. You gave it your all. Not one of you gave it your all out there today. Palace game all over. Who in this squad can lead? Yeah, I don't know. I really, really don't know. I want to talk last thing I want to talk about is the substitutions because Ange, obviously we started the second half quite well and obviously scored and then disallowed. But about 22 minutes in to the second half, so about 68th, 69th minute, it was just before we actually scored. We hadn't made a sub. And we hadn't really created anything. After that goal disallowed, we hadn't created anything. So I'm like, Maddison? We could do creating opportunities here. So Maddison? And then he brings Timo on. And I was like, okay, well, it's something at least. I don't slag a player getting subbed on, by the way, because I'm like, he could turn up and score a hat trick and make me look like an idiot. So let's just see what he's got. Timo looked lively, beat players. I mean, he was running past players, looked dangerous. But then it took to the 82nd minute to bring Maddison on. And Maddison must be in the bad books. He must be in the bad books or something, because why being that far down, creating no chances, the one true creative player we have, I love Kulusevski, but he's creative because other people find him in positions to create. Maddison will find those people, We didn't. Total embarrassment has to be down to the manager. I don't think it's down to the manager. Robert, if you watching that game, the manager, he can't get out there to make you run around. He can't get out there to make you tackle. He can't get out there to stop you being petulant. You know, we all said this in the summer. Quality left back and Leicester back in the summer, and we got neither to strengthen the team. Yeah, and then we loaned out our fourth centre back to Stoke. We need effort. We need Wilson, PR score. Fair enough. Only 3 stars have lost more Premier League games than us, and they sit 18th, 19th, 20th. Says, oh, really? Yeah, not good enough. What players do you think were extra bad, and what players do you think weren't too bad? Ben Score and Werner are the only two that came out of that game looking with any credibility. The rest, not good enough. Play the kids at this point, at least they'll actually give it a go. Well, don't do that. You'll break some of those kids. But yeah, no, I thought for the most part, no one came out of that game good other than Ben Score and Werner. So we're going to the international break off of another loss again, which we are sitting. Let's just bring up the Premier League table so everyone has an idea. 10th. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. So, that, let's be real. That's down on the players. That's down on Ange. That's down on all of them. Not good enough from them all. Spence and Maddison should have replaced Poro and Kula at 70th. Thought Solanke wasn't too bad. Wasteful with chances, though. Should have scored a few. Kulu not showing for the ball today. We praise them for playing well. And we call them out and critique them when they don't. Yeah, that's fair enough. There's nothing wrong in saying when a player plays really well, he played really well. And a player, when he plays poorly, calling him out and saying he's played poorly, which is what we've done. Everyone needs to relax. Oh, we're not losing our minds, but those players, Warren, are deserving of critiquing. I call them all pathetic. Their performances of today were pathetic, and they're deserving of that. And this month of November has brought bad luck for us. There you go. We need a right winger in the window. My God, beyond embarrassing. The last 20 minutes, we're supposed to push and hard and besiege them. We turn into pussycats and crumble completely. We couldn't cope with them time wasting. Awful. If we have a run like we did from last Christmas, we could finish 15th, 12th. Well, we'll finish in the top half. Don't worry about that. Facts, you can criticise and praise players. It's just baffling how we couldn't do anything against bloody Ipswich, and Ange can't keep making late subs. Yeah, Maddison should have been on Maddison should have been on probably before we scored. Ange needs to sit down with these lot and have a serious talk. He needs to throw a hairdryer at them. And I think he needs to deliver some really hard truths to some of these players to say, look at that, Aston Villa beat them 4-1. Look at that, Man United away, smashed them 3-0. Beat Man City at home. Palace, Brighton, Ipswich. Literally just say, listen here, you're not as good as you think you are. You can't just turn up and think you just think you're going to win because there's a team lower than you in the league. You actually got to turn up and do your job, and you weren't doing your job. Disgraceful players, fans were still cool for the manager's head, and cycle repeats. When do we learn? Exactly. Let's start with the common denominator, who's the person that's way above the manager, and then we'll go from there. There aren't any managers right now that we can get as better than Ange. Yeah. Agree with Madison. We don't know about players' fitness. Well, if that's the case, if we don't know about players' fitness, it's then down to the medical team and the coaching side to make the tough calls. So look, it is what it is. I want you all now to go and try and enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to watch some NFL, kick back and relax. The Patriots aren't very good, but I accept that because they're really not that good. They'll probably lose, no doubt, knowing the Pats. All right? I think we're playing. I think we are. Do you know what? I don't even care if we're not. But look, go and enjoy the rest of your evenings. Kick your feet up. Try and take your mind off of things. It is football. The world will still move on with a Spurs win, a Spurs loss, a Spurs draw. But try and enjoy the rest of your evenings, and don't live on Twitter today, and don't live on YouTube and wallow in self-pity. Get out and do something, or go and watch a different sport where you don't even care about the winner or loser. All right? Enjoy the rest of your evenings, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. Talk a little bit more Spurs. Take care. Peace.